When looking at development number 4, we're going to go ahead and create a pyramid. So once again, we do the same thing we did on the other drawings. We start out by creating our top view and our front view. For the pyramid, they want a diamond for the top view. So I'm going to start out with it as a square, 1.5 squares, what the directions tell us. Then I'll be able to rotate it to the diamond that they want us to have. So I've created my square there. I'm going to need the lines crisscrossing to get my tip anyways. That also gives me a nice center for my rotation. So I can go ahead and do a rotate of this object around that center, 45 degrees. Right there I've created my top view for this pyramid. Now I have to create my front view, so I'm going to come down from there 1 inch. And from there I could go ahead and measure down my height of 2 inches. My width would be the same thing, or the same size as that line right there. So I'm just copying that down, save myself a little bit of work because I don't like to track one way and track back the other way. Now as we look at this pyramid, the actual height of the triangles that make up each side is not the 2-inch height here. We'd have to measure that height along this angle because this would be a panel that's folded out here and folds up to that single point. So in the textbook, they have you go ahead and create a circle, in essence, measuring that length. Then we could go ahead and move that circle over here. And we just create a line that goes from the center out to an edge. That would be the length or the size of the side of that triangle. That triangle on this side is going to be the same size. That's why we use a circle. The size of each individual bottom to the triangle is going to be this measurement here. So the easiest way to transfer that measurement is if we create another circle, and then I can go ahead and move that circle from here to right here, and where it intersects is going to give me the bottom of my triangle because we use the radius of the circle to represent that length, that side length. And just like that, I've gone ahead and created one piece to this pyramid. Now, since this pyramid is a square pyramid, it's not a rectangle, all the pieces are going to be the same size. So I could go ahead, doing like the book, and I could go ahead and mirror all of these over to create each of my individual pieces. So I'm going to mirror that according to this line right here. And I'm going to mirror both of these according to this line right here. And right there creates my flat pattern. Now I need a bottom for it. My bottom is the same as this top up here. So I'm going to just copy right here, right here, right here, and right here. And if I move that over, it's probably not going to line up with anything, so I'm probably going to have to do a little bit of rotate. Alternately, I could have gone ahead and offset one of these, which should be my 1.5 by 1.5 as well, gives me a parallel line to it. I could close that in and create my box for the bottom. I need tabs on this, as the book demonstrates. I could offset my 0.25 to get my tabs. Tab there. I could put my tabs once again on the bottoms of each of these, or I could go ahead and offset off this box and put my tabs. That's what I'm going to do for this demonstration. Now, just because this is the way I demonstrated does not mean that this is the only way to go ahead and create a pattern. I'm going to go ahead and just go with an angle that looks decent there, since we have this at a strange angle and our 45s aren't going to go ahead and work. So as I was saying, just because this is the way I created it this time, there's more than one way to create several of the different things that we learn in drafting class. The textbook teaches this way, and I want to show you another possible way. That way you understand that there's more than one way. Okay, so I'd be done with that pattern. I'd be able to put it in my title block and go ahead and print it off and fold it. Alternately, this is another one that I constructed earlier. We can see that in this pattern, I went ahead and put the box at the center and made each of my triangles coming off of that box. Then I put a tab on each one of them, and I could fold them all in to create my pyramid. So right there would be my pyramid, works just as well as the one that I just demonstrated. That is for development number 4.